Hello friends, welcome back to this channel. I hope this video finds you well. My name is Lillian and I'm from Kevara Farm. If you're new on this channel, please consider subscribing to this channel. On this channel, we talk more about poultry farming, especially layers. I give you all the knowledge and information about poultry farming. So if you're new, please consider joining this family. Be sure that you're going to get all the knowledge about poultry farming. So in the last video, we were talking about brooding the birds. As you can see, I'm already inside our brooder. Here we are having a total number of 1,500 birds, which we are brooding. And in my last video, I was telling you how I was frustrated because of the birds that I received, how I was getting mortalities. But I want to tell you that the mortalities stopped. So here I'm going to tell you how you can avoid or how you can reduce on mortalities if at all you're finding mortalities at your farm when you're brooding your bird. So right now is day 13, and as you can see, the birds are really growing well. Actually, the day I made the video was on day 2, so I continued having mortalities for a few days. For 3 days, I continued getting mortalities. Day 3, I got 5 mortalities. Then on day 4, I also got 5 mortalities. From 5 mortalities, I got 4. Then I got 3. Then I got 1. And then from that time, we stopped getting mortalities. And then another thing which I want to tell you, my supplier had to compensate. I got a total of 41 mortalities. So when I complained to my supplier, remember I told you I always uh, get my bird through an agent. So when I complained, they compensated me. They gave me a total of 36 birds. We had to do a separate brooder for those chicks, and then after one day we mixed with the rest. But when you're going through, you can really trace those birds because they are still small and they are still growing. The rest of the birds, as you can see, the rest of the birds, as you can see, they have even started changing the colors. The wings have really grown. But then these other birds, if I can get one, you can really see that they are still small. I mean these other birds which they gave me later as a compensation. I'm trying to find one it's such that I can show you. You can really see that uh, like this one, if you can see, you can see that this one is not as old as uh, you can notice a difference. You can really see that these two are not of the same age. This is bigger, then this one is smaller. So my supplier had to compensate. And then guys, if I can tell you now, the bird stabilized and we are now doing well. So in order to stop the mortalities, when I saw that the birds were really dying, I was really thinking hard what the problem could be. I had to look for a solution. I called my vet, told me the antibiotics to buy. So I gave them these antibiotics. As you can see, this is the medicine which I gave them, and I gave them for 3 days. And the good thing, after 3 days, we had one day to the vaccination day. So I gave the medicine for 3 days, and then the following day I gave plain water, and then we vaccinated against Newcastle. So after giving these antibiotics to these birds, the mortality started reducing. And then another thing which I had to do, I had to make sure that we improved on the biosecurity. Remember, I have another chicken house which is having other plates which are about to lay. So I had to make sure that I separate the workers. So people who were working in the other chicken house, this could not enter into this brooder. And then made sure that the disinfectant was in place all the time, and we made sure that before anyone could enter, and of which we stopped people from coming to this brooder. And after doing that, I started seeing that mortality is reduced, and I want to tell you that right now we are not having any mortalities anymore. So maybe the tips right now which I can give you as usual, you have to make sure that the biosecurity is so tight, and then once you remove the cardboard, the the feeders, they always get dirty. So this is what you have to do, because these birds are so good at scratching these things, so they jump and fall into the feeders. So you have to make sure that you always remove these coffee hussicks. You always remove, because if you do not remove, these birds are going to get coccidiosis. And then, as I told you, to avoid coccidiosis, you have to mix your feeds with charcoal. You have to, when you're mixing your feeds, please mix charcoal. Mix them with charcoal. That way you'll be avoiding coccidiosis. You'll be reducing on coccidiosis. And then another thing, as you can see, this drinker is now so dirty. If you can see clearly, this drinker is so dirty. So you have to continue moving around, removing this dirty water, and then you place in that. Oh, these birds are continuously drinking clean water. And then another thing, you have to follow the vaccination schedule. From the hatcheries, they always give you the vaccination schedule. Make sure that you follow these vaccination schedules. So far, these birds have received one, the Newcastle. Tomorrow, we are going to vaccinate. We are going to administer the Gumboro vaccine. Like that. Uh, the other time, I was so scared, but right now, I'm having hope. And then some people were asking me why I import my birds, why I do not buy birds locally. If I may answer you, when I was beginning poultry, I was making research because I didn't know anything. First of all, they told me that birds which are from Turkey and Netherlands, they are always good, and that they are always strong, they are always resistant to diseases. And when I tried those birds, I never found any problems with them. Birds which have laid, I never found any problems. They were resistant to diseases because I've never suffered diseases here at the farm. And then they were laying good percentages. So because of that, I was sure that birds which are from those countries are good. So that's why I've always tried to import the birds from those countries, because for me, I mind a lot about quality. So once I found that those birds were good, that's the reason why I've been trying to import my birds. The reason is not that now these birds which are from here in my country, they are bad. No, because I've never used them, I've never bought them. So I really have no experience with those birds. So that's the reason why I've been importing my birds from these other countries. I hope I've answered your question. That's all I had for you today. I was updating you about the status of these birds here at the farm. I want to tell you that we are really doing great now. There is hope that these birds are actually going to work better. So thank you for watching me. Bye bye. Till the next video.
Tell the truth or live a lie. be a burden